Hello. So, it's pitch black. Defending Elvis, nighttime walk. Thing is, it ain't actually that late, is it? What time is it? Is it 7 o'clock? About 7, is it? 7:30. So welcome to Defending Elvis. I think we're on Defending Elvis. I'm pretty sure we are. We could see some. We're going to do a. Hi Jane. We're going to do an evening walk. I'm going to show you some Christmas decorations. Look at that, guys. Hi Pat. We're going to do an evening walk. I'm going to show you some Christmas decorations. How we going? So I've done a few interesting videos today. I think Nicola's watching. Hi Mitchell. I decided to do an evening walk. Just half an hour evening walk. You can see some of the Christmas decorations. Welcome back, Jane. Did I look over here, guys? Look. So I've just had a quick shower. And I've got half hour before my wife's got to go and pick up Giovanni from football. I took him, she picks him up. We have a little sort of agreed system. Yeah, it's not even that late, Mitchell. Hi, Mitchell. Hope you're well. Yeah, Mitchell, I am in the UK, southwest UK, near Bristol. I live in a sort of semi-rural area. It's not, there's a lot of houses around here, but it's also semi-rural. So we might get to see a few nice Christmas decorations while we're here, guys. So I don't know if you've noticed on my Defending Elvis channel, but I have sort of toned down the topics. I'm still doing the serious topics because obviously, oh my God, there's werewolves around. Watch out for the werewolves and the vampires, guys. We will be discussing horror movies on this walk. Were any of you Hammer House of Horror fans or Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee fans, or the old black and white werewolf films, guys? Do you remember those? The old black and white. Yeah, I know. That's because it's dark, Jane. So Christmas decoration era. So my dad used to say he was a werewolf, but he's all right now. Yeah, we're going to show some lights off. Look, let's walk up here. I'm just going to show you in the UK what the decorations are like. Now here, there's some good ones here behind me. I have been out of the US. Look at that, guys. Look at that behind me. Yay. Look at that. Ooh, come on. Beautiful decorations. So England are pretty good, actually. They very much get into the Christmas spirit. Get the decorations up. I'm going to show you a few more. Look over here, guys. These are pretty. Hang on, look, what's this? So these are quite nice, but look at that. What do you reckon, guys? That looks pretty impressive. Jane, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Do we wish you a Merry Christmas? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Look at that. Whoa. Look at that. You can actually walk into the tunnel. The tunnel of love. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. You reckon, guys? People make the effort. There's some more over here. So yeah, I've sort of toned down the topics, but we have still had some serious topics. We did Blancard Tulle, the topic today, didn't we? Yeah, he's an old friend, Jane. So when I was running my bars and nightclubs, when I was running the bars and nightclubs, I met Nick, my friend. He was 57, and he just had a sudden heart attack. I knew him for about 20 years. He was always very kind to me. Passed away, had his funeral, but it was a very, very public funeral. A lot of people there, so it's complicated, guys. But I chose to I chose to go. I didn't want to go on the day of the funeral because there was too many people there. But he's a good guy, Nick in heaven, Nick Evans in heaven. Oh yeah, it was instant. He was at a rally driving competition, and just suddenly felt a pain, and then he was gone. Didn't feel, literally it was almost instant. So he had a good life. He was a good guy, but I'd sort of lost touch with him for 20 years. So we would just bump into each other in the supermarket every 6 months. I think when you get into your 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, you start to lose people, don't you? So obviously I'm 58, so it's definitely very sad when someone goes in their 50s, yeah? 57 is too young, isn't it, guys? Right, so let's have a look at some more decorations. Let's look from a distance first. Yeah, so concerning the Elvis topics, we've done a couple of serious topics. So we did the Blancard Tulle topic, where Priscilla tries to take all credit for saving Graceland, and that Elvis is remembered, and for preventing the sale of Graceland. Well, we all know that it isn't true. She didn't, allegedly for entertainment purposes. I'm going to take you near that house, guys. So Blancard Tulle come along. He was like, do they call it a probate in America? Yeah, it's very sad when we lose people, guys. So there's one behind me. Look, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Don't you think? Quite pretty. Hi, Gio. We're having a Christmas walk. So we're looking at the decorations, Gio. Christmas decorations in the area that I live in. I've just had a shower, so my hair's a bit wet looking, isn't it? Look, it's a bit squiffy. My hair's not dry yet. There's a bit of decorations there. That's pretty, isn't it? So yeah, I've done a couple of serious topics. We've done a few Priscilla topics. We've done our Gracelands, the living museum, who thought of the idea of the museum, who prevented the sale. I personally don't think they were ever going to sell Gracelands. I know it may have been discussed, but come on, guys, I don't think they were ever going to sell it. Elvis, people think that when Elvis died, all of a sudden everything was going bankrupt, but it's not. When Vernon died, everything was going to go bankrupt, but that wasn't the case. There was still a hell of a lot of income coming in, being generated from many different avenues of income. Obviously record sales, merchandising, and many other things. So I don't think there was no money. Yeah, they try and say there was only like $500,000 left. I don't believe it. Yeah, I do think there was a management structure that needed to be looked at. and readdressed. So Priscilla comes along and basically says, I saved the day. If it wasn't for me opening the museum, we were going to lose everything. They were going to sell Gracelands and break it up. I'm not convinced. I think there was much more to the story. The probate never said Elvis was facing bankruptcy. It never said that. It said that the management was a mess. It said the finances were a mess. But it never officially said they're going bust. Look at that. Look at the decorations, guys. Beautiful. So yeah, Vernon was doing tours. Yeah, Vernon was running the show for a while. That's right, Mitchell. But he was doing some tours. Then you had a guy called Todd Parker. He did some tours, didn't he? He was friends with the Colonel. I'm with you, Mitchell. I don't think Elvis was going bust. I just think there was a lot to sort out. Hi, Larry. How are you going, mate? We're looking at the Christmas decorations. Hi, Pat. How are you? So, I really feel like history has been rewritten to suit Priscilla. And that ain't fair, is it, guys? Hi, Luann in Sydney. It's 9 p.m. in Sydney. Is that right? No. So I'm missing some of your comments, guys. So I just think Priscilla has conveniently... So yes, he had over 5 million in cash in the bank. And remember, Mitchell, and more coming in. Don't forget, when Elvis died, there was a windfall of sales, of everything. Yeah, Pat, I had a bit of a headache today. My wife's getting better. My wife had 3 bad days, but today she's almost back to normal. She said she's actually lost some weight because of it. She was so poorly, she lost some weight, but today she's back to normal. Yeah, Larry, we love all the Christmas decorations, don't we? Look at that. Beautiful. Let's keep walking, see what we can find. So, this whole thing that Priscilla saved the day, that Elvis is remembered because of Priscilla, and that if it wasn't for Priscilla, Elvis was going to be forgotten and Graceland was going to be broken up and sold off. It actually irritates me. It actually irritates me when I hear it, because it's so not the truth. The problem is, Lisa Marie was tricked into believing it, wasn't she? Lisa Marie was tricked when she was young. Oh, I understand, Mitchell. When Lisa Marie was young, she was conned, in my opinion. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes, not a fact, just an opinion sharing discussion YouTube channel. Nothing I say is fact. Hi, Sergeant. How you going, mate? So every time I hear the lies, the twisted truth, the fake fairy tale, it really bothers me. Because do you know what bothers me the most? Is that the public have been so gullible. That's what bothers me, that the public around the world have just fallen and gone along with it and never questioned anything. And what makes it worse is that it's in every country, not just England, not just America. Every country in the world do not question Priscilla and her narrative of the last 50 years. They just don't question it. They literally treat her like she's Elvis. They chase her down the road for autographs and pictures. And no one says a word. No one says to her, hey, were you unfaithful? Hey, did you squander millions of dollars of Lisa Marie and Elvis's money? Hey, have you lived off Elvis's name for 50 years? No one says a word about it. They just go, shall Shall I tell you what they do, guys? Well, my hair's a bit weird because I had a shower, yeah? Shall I tell you what they do? They hero worship her as if she's Elvis. They thank her for saving Graceland. They thank her for coming up with the idea of opening the museum. They say that she's the reason Elvis is remembered today in 2025. It's an absolute joke. Yeah, it sort of goes light, dark, light, dark. So, yeah, so when I did the video today with Blancard Tool, he was in charge of the probate, is that right? He had to oversee the probate, is that right? It really tells a story of how we've been misled. Now, it doesn't say that Priscilla had nothing to do with it. It just sort of says she may have made some decisions after she became co-trustee. Sort of says that, doesn't it? Anyway, so talking about the different topics we've been doing. So today we did King Creole. King Creole. We all love crawfish. Now, I've always said it to you guys. King Creole, New Orleans, yeah? I've always said it. King Creole is my favourite Elvis film. Always will be, for so many reasons. Number one, he looked bloody fantastic, yeah? How old was he? Was he 22 or something? How old was he when he made King Creole, guys? 23? But, now, as I was saying, you know, Nicola, who watches us, Nicola, she absolutely loves King Creole, and her sister went where they filmed the set Crawfish. I'm not going to sing Crawfish, but Nicola's sister was there. She sent me a picture, showed me a picture of her stood outside where he leans, you know, where he's on the balcony and he leans over and he starts singing. Is it the opening of the film? And 22, there we are, Mitchell. There were so many things that were perfect about King Creole. Obviously, he looked perfect. He was very healthy looking. The script was just excellent. The other actors in the film, the co-stars, were amazing, innit? Walter Matthau and all the rest of the gang, absolutely amazing. And Elvis really did suit the part, didn't he? All right, so 23 then, Mitchell. Okay, a good guess from defending Elvis Louis. So Elvis, he really suited that part. Yeah. Now we know he sure was, Jane. Now we know that part was originally intended for James Dean. Now I am a massive James Dean fan, always have been. In fact, Nicola sent me a proper framed picture of Rebel Without a Cause. Yeah, I've always loved James Dean. I even had, when I was younger, when I was like in my teenage years, I had the red jacket, you know, the red Arrington with a white t-shirt. I would wear it. So I had the red jacket, guys, the red we called them Arringtons when I was a kid. And I would wear it with a white t-shirt and I would sweep my hair back. And I would try and act like I was James Dean and do the big quiff. Jay, come on, James Dean had the big quiff, didn't he? He had the hair. Yeah, Jane, you had one as well, an Arrington. Yeah, I remember in the late 70s, early 80s, the girls would wear Arringtons as well, wouldn't they? The mod girls. 1 second, guys. Right, sorry about that. I always like to put the camera down if there's kids. Should we have a look at these decorations? So yeah, the Arringtons, I remember when I was a kid, the black ones were very popular. The green ones, the skinheads would wear. Do you know what a skinhead is, guys? With their Dr. Martens. So look behind me, guys. Some decor here. See, I always had the whole Elvis thing going on when I was a kid. Always. Yeah, and he was friends with James Dean co-star, wasn't he? I can't remember his name. Was it Nick? Mitchell, was it Nick that was James Dean's co-star and friend? I'm trying to remember, I think it was Nick. So, I like all of James Dean's films, not just Rebel Without a Cause. What was the other one he did? Was it with Rock Hudson? I'm trying to remember the name of it. Let's go over here. All guys, when I was, got to remember, I got into rock and roll in the 70s. That Pamela, you're going next April to Graceland. Hi Tony, we're doing a bit. Yeah, Giant. That's it, Giant. Was Rock Hudson in it, Tony? I think he might have been. I like that film. I thought it was great. So, you know, when you get into rock and roll, obviously, I grew up in the 70s, yeah? So, I was addicted to rock and roll, all rock and roll. Yeah, Giant was with Rock Hudson, yeah, I thought so. And I was addicted to rock and roll. So, I loved everything rock and roll, not just Elvis, everything. Like, obviously, all of the different artists, the different bands, even people like Bill Haley and Buddy Holly and in England we had Cliff Richard, just literally anything rock and roll I loved. You got in England you had Shakin' Stevens. The one actor got killed. Yeah, the guy with the black hair got killed, didn't he? He was a bloody good actor. Forget his name. I also loved West Side Story. West Side Story still is one of my favourite films. I still watch it regularly. My kids like it as well. When you're a jet to the end. When you're a jet, da 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 da. So and Nicola sent me a picture of the jets, a framed picture of the jet of West Side Story. I love Natalie Wood as well. Come on, she's gorgeous. Elvis's little fling that Gladys didn't like. Natalie Wood. Elvis was too nice for her. I love punk rock and the music. Yeah, I had some good punk days. You got to remember that the punk. You've seen Shakin' Stevens. Well done, Jane. George Chakiris. So yeah, we had a bit of a punk phase in England. I liked punk, it was fun because it was rebellious, yeah? So we had the Sex Pistols, the Clash, the Jam, you know, going underground, all that. I enjoyed the punk stage in England. If you're a teenager and punk's around, yeah, someone just said something about Rock Hudson. Do you know what? I never thought Rock Hudson was like that, but it didn't bother me. I liked Rock Hudson. I always thought he was a brilliant actor. I've always been a big fan. I remember that Martian thing that he did. Did any of you remember that? The Martian thing. Yeah, country music in England isn't really well known, is it, in England? The Warriors, yes, the Warriors, come on. Of course I remember the Warriors and the Wanderers. Do you remember the Wanderers? Where they whistle? I can't whistle. Can't do it. Where they whistle to come out of their homes so they can join up. I love The Wanderers is another one of my favourite films. Soldier boy, do 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 do. You, how's it go again? She was my first love, and you'd be my last love. I'll be true to you. That's it, innit? I'm sure it goes something like that. Yep, it's dark. Yeah, I love Soldier Boy. Is it the Ronettes? Is that what they're called? I'm not really sure, but I'm sure I used one of the Soldier Boy songs on one of my shorts that I did the other day. Oh, I know, it was an Elvis. Ella thinks you're whistling to her. Ella, you happy? Ella, come on. We're having a night walk. We don't normally have night walks. Ella, we're having a night walk. She's like, shut up, get on with it. Get on with it, Dad. So Elaine sent me hundreds of pictures, dozens of videos of her trip to Memphis, her trip to the museum, the Living Museum that was not Priscilla's idea. And you had obviously his army uniform. Yeah, I like Bored George. Come a chameleon. When I left school, Boy George was #1 with Come a Chameleon, which I think, well, what year was that, guys? Oh, who knows? Let me just think. So I left school when I was 15. So is it 82-ish? Yeah, Jane, it's not cold. It's not cold at all. It's very mild. Is that a different Jane? I'm sure that's a different Jane. Yeah, we're just having a night walk. So, oh yeah, I was just saying, we have been introducing more topics now. We've started reviewing movies. We are gonna, I think tomorrow I might do GI Blues. I'm gonna review every film. So I'm gonna review every film one at a time, guys. King Creole was today. So we have I'm a Real Different Jane. Yeah, hi Real Different Jane. Welcome to Team Elvis. Team Elvis, Western Supermare, Southwest UK, talking rubbish while he walks his dog. So what was I saying? Yeah, tomorrow I think I'll do GI Blues, which I love, of course. Elvis's 1960, amazing. You know, it fitted, didn't it? He leaves the army. He does GI Blues. Makes sense, doesn't it? You were my first love. So what I'm doing each day now, I'm making sure, yeah, Kissing Cousins was great, wasn't it? Hi, Larry. I make sure that every day I'm picking at least 2 topics that are quite light-hearted, and then I do a bit of a serious topic as well. So I'm trying to jump around. I have been doing the odd video on Elvis Presley long lost footage and on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, our 2 spare channels. So I have been. So today I didn't do anything on long lost footage, but I did do a live stream concerning Blancard Chewell, the probate guy of Elvis's estate, on behalf of Lisa Marie. So I did do a live stream on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto if you want to catch it. So I did a live stream all about that topic, and then I did another sort of 25-minute video on this channel defending Elvis about the same topic. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've also been posting all my topics on Facebook. So anything that I read out and discuss on the YouTube channels is also getting posted on Facebook with pictures. So you can sort of re-look at it, and not just that, you can comment. Yeah? So what I will do eventually, I'll go onto the Facebook, I'll pick out these topics, and I'll start reading your comments. So we get a bit of feedback from Team Elvis on these different things. So there's one that I haven't read out yet, and that is the book Elvis, What Happened. I did quite a deep dive into it. Mitchell, so I only caught half of that. You said something about Billy. I missed it, Mitchell. Were we talking about any particular Billy? Woo! So yeah, I've sort of eased off a bit on the defending. I'm still doing it, but not so intensely. Not so intense. And in fact, I don't want to do too many Priscilla things. It gets a bit boring. Hi Elvis fan, how you going, mate? We're just having a night walk. I'm showing everyone the decorations. Look. Christmas decorations, Western Supermare, and it's around 7:30, 8 p.m. There we go, there's one behind me, guys. Interesting. Hi Lorna, how are you? I just thought we'd have a night walk. So guys, while we're having a night walk, we have to talk about scary films. Let's just get past these people. Come on. Got to be careful, guys. You don't know if any of these people are like vampires or werewolves. So guys, what was your favourite horror film in the 1970s? Yeah, Mitchell, when you say me and them, are you talking about the Smiths? Yeah. You know that I'm completely fine with the Smiths. I don't dislike them or anything. I have strong opinions, but I don't dislike them. I watch their channels. I watch Elvis Fans Matter, and I watch Memphis Mafia Kid. I've never had a problem with them as people. I just have strong opinions about books and biographies and documentaries of the last 40 odd years, that's all. Doesn't mean I dislike them. I actually find them quite interesting. I really like their stories that they tell as well. Definitely no hard feelings towards them at all, none. And what was I thinking? Yes, what was your favourite horror film of the 70s? Come on guys, there were a lot of good horror films in the 70s. Do we have any offers of who you like? Let me try and pick a favourite. I mean, I always think of Starsky and Hutch, the vampire episode. Did any of you remember that? The Dracula vampire episode in Starsky and Hutch. I always think of that. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Starsky and Hutch and David Soul. David Soul was always my favourite, okay? Which then makes me remember Salem's Lot. I loved Salem's Lot. David Soul again. I've always been... I love David Soul. Honestly, Silver Lady and all that, I love it. Yeah, and Don't Give Up on Us, Baby, all that, I love it. Yeah, Carrie, the original Carrie, Jane. The original Carrie was brilliant. Actually, the follow-up isn't too bad, but the original Carrie is a bloody good horror film. One of the best. Then we had, do you remember all the zombie films that came out? Zombie Dawn of the Dead and The Day of the Dead and all that, you know, where they're running around the supermarket. I love it, because in the early 80s and the late 70s, actually early 80s I would say, yeah, Amityville Horror, yeah, we miss David Soul, but the in the early 80s when videotapes were massive, we would all go down with our mates, pretend that we're 18, we'd hire out all the horror films, and we'd always go for like the zombie type films. Good days, going down the video club. Before Blockbuster, there was no Blockbuster. Yeah, it was just little corner shop video places. Christine, yeah, oh, I love Christine. Oh, such a good film. Such a good film, love it. The old guy. All right, you like Starsky, did you, Pat? The old guy in Christine, the guy who runs the old garage, who lets him get pieces of cars. He makes me laugh. He was pretty mean to him, wasn't he? Definitely a classic. You know, Children of the Corn, I remember that. You know, I've been watching Saturday Night Fever. You know, Saturday Night Fever is free on YouTube. Did you know that? Tony, did you know that? Saturday Night Fever is free on YouTube. I've watched it. I've been watching it a lot. Yeah, Poltergeist was really scary. Really scary. Loved Poltergeist. I remember we would all sit together. Brilliant film. Yeah, free on YouTube, Tony. Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, I remember Jeepers Creepers. So, just really good memories of the 70s scary films, early 80s scary films. So Starsky was my favourite. That's Lorna. See, I always like Hutch. The one where the girl was possessed. Oh yeah, Exorcist. Exorcist. Mitchell, that's Exorcist. That was a bloody good film as well, actually. It's very rude. Very rude. But it's funny because the films that you love when you're a kid stay with you, don't they? My kids last night watched the original Jumanji. You know the original Jumanji? Yeah, The Shining. The Shining. Here comes Johnny. Is that the one that says, here comes Johnny? Is that the one, or is that... Then you got the other one, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. But The Shining is brilliant. One of my favourite. Very realistic and very believable, isn't it? This giant hotel that becomes... that just changes at night. Here comes Johnny. That's how I'm going to treat my wife when she annoys me. I'm going to punch a hole through the wall, stick my head through it. Young Frankenstein. I like the old Frankensteins. I like the old werewolves, the old black and white ones. Come on. Come on, the old black and white. I remember being about very young. Like, my dad let me watch horror films. My mum and dad let me watch scary films. And I remember, of course, American Werewolf in London, of course. How can you not like that? Especially the scene when they're in the tube station, Mitchell, in the tube station, when he's coming down the escalator. Oh, I love that. And when they're in the London tube, and then they're in the cinema, and they're falling apart in the cinema. Their faces are like hanging off. Such a good film. I could watch that now, actually. Well, that's, again, American Werewolf in London, one of my favourites. I didn't really get bad dreams, not really. Maybe sometimes. See, Tino and Yasmin don't watch scary films. They don't like them. They don't like them there. So, we remember all the Freddy Krueger and Friday, the original Friday the 13th. That's the one with Kevin Bacon, isn't it? The original Friday the 13th. I'm a big fan of Kevin Bacon. I really like Kevin Bacon. I like eating bacon as well, guys. Right, we're back to the Christmas decorations. So we've done 1.5 miles. That was a good bit of exercise. I feel better because I've had a bit of a headache today. So that has made me freshen up a bit. There we go. Look at that. Will it let me zoom it in? I wonder. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, guys. So, You know, I'm probably just like you guys. I love immersing myself in the things I loved in the 70s. Honestly, I do. If anything comes on TV or on YouTube that's from the 70s, I just love it. Yeah, it could be Star Trek. You know, my dad was a massive Star Trek fan. The Twilight Zone. I love the Twilight Zone. Honestly, the original Twilight Zone, the black and white one, I loved it. Then you had the follow-up series, I think was in the late 80s, I think. Just love it. Twilight Zone. Picture this. You know, and then you had the Twilight movies. So I never thought the Twilight movies were very good, actually. I always preferred. I like the black and white ones. I always remember the Captain James T. Kirk in the Twilight Zone, where he's on an aeroplane and he can see something on the wing. You can see a hairy thing on the wing, and he keeps looking out the window. There's something out there. There's something out there. Yeah, of course, I loved Hammer House of Horror. Did you? So, Pamela, you know Hammer House of Horror? Do you remember the man stood up in the bell room at the top of the old building? Do you remember that? The Hammer House of Horrors. One of the ones, Hammer House of Horrors, that I loved was, is it Diana Dawes, where she plays like the mother of werewolves? Diana Dawes, that one always. I always remember that one when they're eating liver. They're eating raw meat. I always remember that one. I like Diana Dawes. Oh, Hammer House of Horrors, there was a whole series of them. They're excellent. Yeah, the beginning of Hammer House of Horror, the intro, you've got a man stood up at the top in a church building, like right at the top. And it's the beginning of the of every episode. Right, we're back on my road now, guys. So we've been walking for 42 minutes. So we've done pretty good. So look, it's pretty dark, but we're safe. We're home safe and sound. We're still alive, guys. So thanks for our little Christmas walk. Quite enjoyed it. We'll have to do it again, guys. I love to reminisce with you lot. Oh, my dad used to say I was a werewolf, but I'm all right now. Yeah, we've done a few werewolf Dracula walks, haven't we? Oh, in the last year. So I'm heading home. Look, that looks quite nice. Don't it? Don't you think, guys? It's quite nice. That must have took a while to get up there and climb up that house and put these decals up. That's quite high up, that is. Pretty dangerous looking. See, look how high that is, guys. House of 1,000 Corpses, Rob Zombie movie. Ah, you're welcome, Jane. It was fun. It was fun. And more will go up over the next few days. We've got our decorations up. We haven't put the one on outside the house, actually. We have got one. I might fix it tomorrow. Yeah, Freddie. Yeah, my son went to see it, Luann. My son went to see it at the cinema. I'll have to ask him what it was like. There's, you know... to be honest with you, the Freddie films didn't really do it for me. I wasn't really into them. I prefer the older ones. Do you remember The Omen? I loved all of the Omens. Omen 1, Omen 2, Omen 3. I always preferred Omen 1. Omen 2 wasn't bad. Very scary. The Omen films. Whew, quite believable as well. Yeah. Damien, that's it. Damien. Pretty scary films. I think you can watch one of them free on YouTube. Right, so we're back home. It's pretty sad. My house has no Christmas decorations outside it. Pretty sad, really, isn't it? We've got them in the window. Shall I show you? So we normally do have decorations up high, but they're not turned on. I'll turn them on tomorrow. So my kids will be on the phone now. When Dad goes out for a walk, the kids go on the phone. So our decorations are pretty pathetic. Pretty pathetic. Yeah, I like Bad Santa. It's hilarious. Larry, Bad Santa, it's hilarious. My kids like it as well. I never liked Bad Santa 2. I thought Bad Santa 2 was pretty crap. Billy, what's his name? Billy something. Isn't he going out with Demi Moore now? Did you know that? The Bad Santa guy is now with Demi Moore. Did you know that, Larry? He does okay, doesn't he? Is it Billy Thornton? Oh, I can't remember. Okay, guys. Thanks, everyone. I enjoyed our little Christmas walk. Thanks to everyone. Thanks, Larry. Thanks. Happy Christmas, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our Christmas walk. Love to all of you and Merry Christmas.